Kingcayne.
All right, yo, what's going on, y'all? So today's Gems in Gaming is about being careful not to dwell in the past. Careful not to dwell in the past. I'll probably play around with the name. Okay, so okay. All right, bet. So I don't know how, but I injured myself playing ball yesterday. I'm not sure what happened, but my left wrist is killing me, but it's all good. That's only going to make this more entertaining as I try to survive this boulder. But I like this. I had no idea what was going to happen. I didn't know where I was on Crash. I just decided to play Crash, and I didn't know I was on this map either. So I'm excited to do this because we're going to treat this boulder like the past that I'm explaining we should be careful of. And why I say that is because if you give it too much energy and you don't if you give it too much energy, you trip over your own thoughts, insecurities, trauma, right? If you see that as an obstacle too large for you to leap over or to get over, then what you're doing is letting your past catch up to you, right? You're letting your not just your past, the past in general catch up to you when you really should be moving forward. And ironically enough, just like in here, I can't see what's ahead of me, right? like you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm like jumping constantly, just panicking over what's about to come, because I can't see it. But truth of the matter is you don't really need to see what's ahead of you to move forward. All right. If you do it with more clarity, with more peace, more patience, if you tackle any obstacle ahead of you with clarity of mind, then that makes things a lot easier. All right. So, when I'm learning as I fall over everything and stumble over everything, is that I don't need to panic so early, or I don't need to jump so early, or I don't need to focus so much on the past behind me that I'm essentially messing up my future because I'm stumbling and tripping, and I'm not moving forward. Essentially, sometimes you're gonna fall, sometimes you're gonna screw up, and then there it goes again. There's the past, that big old boulder right behind you, still reminding you like, oh, I'm still here, I'm not going anywhere. But that's okay. You have to continue to move forward, and you have to remember to have that peace of mind and clarity that that you're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, but don't worry about it. If you made it through the previous obstacle, you can make it through this one. All right, that was a quick analogy. That was not where I was going with this when I started. I just so happened to be doing this map, and I think it's cool. It works out. But the reason I was bringing it up is because I do this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm blaming my injury right here only because I am struggling moving. I know there's someone watching thinking like, oh, that's cap, you're just trash. And I'm not disagreeing with you, but legitimate injury. But yeah, the reason I was bringing this up is because I was just thinking a lot about some things that happened to me when I was younger and some things that I did. Let's say it's a scale, right? Think about the things that have happened to you and the things that you did in the past. And what you focus on most, what you give more energy to, is where the scale tips to. So if I give more energy to the things that I did versus the things that happened to me, then I'm blaming myself for, or not necessarily blaming myself, but I'm putting more onus on myself for not being perfect, or for not making decisions that could have been more helpful, or I'm putting too much energy into the concept that what I did in the past was all my fault. I should have known better, or I should have studied more, or I should have worked out more, I should have changed my diet more, I should have did this more. Like, I'm putting so much energy. It's my wrist is really screwed up. It's really hard for me to move. I don't know if you ever tried to play a game with a messed up wrist before. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm sure a doctor would not recommend you do this either, but gotta do it for gyms and gaming. But yeah, let's say I like just think so much on the things that I could have did more, I could have did better, I should have did more, I should have did better, I should have this, should have that. This may be difficult with the wrist thing. Let me see if I place it on the table. And if I gave more energy to the opposite side, right, to the things that happened to me. So, this guy did that, or that girl did this. I didn't get this job because these people didn't believe in me. I didn't, do this, do that. Then I'm giving more energy to things that are completely out of my control and in the past. All right. And as I give my energy to those things are now getting more power and having more control over me. But both of those things that I just described, both of those things that you could be tipping the scale more towards, whether blaming yourself or blaming other people for things that happened in your life that was supposed to happen in your life in order for you to move forward. Basically, you can balance those things out all, by what you think about and give your energy to. But the reason you need a perfect balance is because you have to see that both of those things in your past mattered. And both of those things mattered only in order for you to keep moving forward into the future. All right. But if you maybe a scale wasn't to say like, oh yeah, you need to balance both of those things out, to make sure that you give blame to both you and to the things that happen to you equally. No, I'm now thinking, what if you put both of those things on one side of the scale? Put both those things on one side of the scale, right? Now on the other side of the scale, what we're gonna do is say, you know what? Yes, those things did happen. I obviously cannot place tomorrow on the scale, or I can't place what's gonna happen tomorrow on the scale. That's impossible. I don't have tomorrow yet. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't place that on the scale. But what I can place on the scale are my actions, thoughts, beliefs, growth, maturity, time, energy, everything that I am going to do today, I can place on the scale, and that will outweigh what I just did in the past, because the past is over with, done for. I now see it on the scale and I realize, like, dang, this weighs nothing. Everything that I do today weighs way more than what I did yesterday. Way more. All right. Some people don't see it and don't realize that. Oh my God. Because they're doing what I said originally. They're putting everything in their past on the scale. They're blaming themselves or they're blaming others, but either way, like, that's taking up their mentality. Whether it's themselves they blame or other people they blame, they're blaming. They're focusing on the past. All right. Now, if you focus everything or all your thoughts on today, or focus all your energy on today. You're now focused on the people of today, the things that you can control today. You don't have any time to even think about what happened back then. Like, the only thing that you're really focusing on is what is around you currently. I mean, if you actually live in the moment and not, don't think that your presence mean that you are living in the moment. You are present, but oh my God, that's the last one. You're present, but sorry, I got a Discord call, guys. I don't know. I don't have my audio on, so I don't know if that just got into the I don't know if that just got into the recording, but it's all good. I'm just living in the moment, I'm not tripping. But what was I saying? So it's like you being present somewhere, but if your mind is somewhere else, then you're not giving those people your presence, right? Just because you are there doesn't mean that you are there. I know that sounds crazy, and like anyone can find fault in that situation, come up with examples like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, but think of it like if you were going to an event or a party or something, and someone invited you there, and they're excited you're there, but you're not really active, you're not really saying anything, and your response to them is like, well, I'm here, aren't I? Like, what's the problem? But your mind is somewhere else. Like, just because you're present, people can sense that they don't have, your attention, or that your mind is somewhere else. All right. So I say that to say that when you are living for today, it is very obvious when you are where you're present. Today does not have your presence. All right. Why is this so difficult? This should not be this difficult. Because if it did, you would not be concerned about, like I said, what happened yesterday, because your time and energy and focus and all right, now the ball is super far back there. Look at that. You see, when you don't focus on the past, it's so far behind you. You have so much time to focus on the present, and you have so much more clarity and so much more time to relax. All right, they're trying to make it easier for me. Look how far that thing is. Okay, let's get it. All right. You know who else does that? Like how that ball was made super easy, and I now feel like, oh my goodness. You know what? Forget it. I now feel like, the game developers. Oh yeah, I need that. The developers made this easier just so that I could survive. Sounds very similar to how I look back on my life and I see how God has really had his hand on my life. And or I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so difficult. This is impossible. I can't do it. Look at this thing behind me. It's getting closer. And God's like, bro, I got you. You keep jumping. Yes, you're going to hit something. Yes, you're going to stumble. Yes, you're going to fall. Yes, it's going to get yes, it's going to get closer. But if you trusted me and have faith in me, then and you would have kept your eyes forward and you would have worried about today, and that thing would have never caught up to you. All right, so keep going. All right, keep going. Now, there is going to be some people that look at your situation see you fail and go, look at you talking about God, but you still failed. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, you know, that's the beauty of trusting God, is that you have the confidence to fail in front of people over and over and over again, and you still trust them, and then you end up making it without any fear at all because you're not concerned. Boy, let's go. You're not concerned about the past. You're not concerned about things that have chased you, because if you keep your eyes moving forward, then you know you will succeed. I love these gems and games because I have no idea what things are about to turn into. It's so hilarious to me. But this one feels relatively short. Let me see. 15 minutes, not bad at all. I like it because it was funny. You know, I didn't know what was going to turn out. I hope the concept of not dwelling in the past made sense. All right. It's a concept that you have to put energy to. It's not a concept that will be clear. But when you start shifting your mind more from the scales of thinking about the past, oh, the past is so heavy, and more in today, like, what can I do today? How can I overcome my journey today? How can I rise today? Boom! Now look at that. The past scale is all the way up here because it means it weighs nothing. But today is what matters, and you are, overcoming. You're succeeding, and that's the beauty of it. So this was a short gems and gaming. I hope you guys got something out of it today. Don't dwell in the past. You can even look back and laugh at it like we kind of did today. And like I'll tell you one, trust God, man. I can't give you the cheat code or the pass or anything like that. I can't tell you what it takes to get through certain things. I just tell you that I just trust God with everything I do, and I just keep moving forward. And whatever happens. That's how I take it. Not stress about the past, just focus on the present. So I would tell you guys, careful of dwelling in the past.